Frontier Alloy Steels Limited.
Established in the year 1986, operating from two manufacturing units that are Kanpur, UP, with an annual capacity of 18,000 metric tons, and Paonta Sahib, Himachal Pradesh, with an annual capacity of 5,000 metric tons. Frontier Alloy Steels Limited has one of the largest and modern steel foundry in northern India, modern fabrication unit, sophisticated rubber component manufacturing plant at Paonta Sahib, Himachal Pradesh, full-fledged modern CNC. An analysis of the past 5 years reflects that the company has had large-scale growth in terms of turnover. Some of the major products manufactured by our company are friction clutch, balanced draft gears, E-type, H-type couplers, slackless drawbars for BLC wagons, cast steel bogies, 22.9 ton and 25 ton axle load, fabricated bogies, front part for LHB bogies, underframe for LHB bogies and locomotive. Indian Railways and their associates are the major customers of Frontier Alloy Steels. In order to globalize our prospects, we have entered into a technical collaboration with MCT USA, Trinity Group, Minor Inc. USA, actively associated with IIT Kanpur and with RDSO for developments. Accredited with the Class A foundry status from RDSO Lucknow, ISO 14001, ISO 9001, RDSO approved source for H-type tight lock couplers for locomotives with low preload and balanced draft gears for LHB coaches and fabricated components, that is, electric and diesel locomotive bogies. RDSO Part 1 source for H-type tight lock couplers with low preload draft gear for diesel and electric locomotive and CBC components for Casna bogies, draft gear, side buffer and metal bonded side bearer pads for wagons. Part 2 approved source for side bearer pads for locomotives, rubber to metal bonded elastomeric components. Approved source for BHEL for fabricated bogies and steel casings for electric locomotives. Manufacturing facilities. Frontier Alloy Steels Limited equipped with latest high-pressure molding line with DISA-SAM 60 intensive mixer with 56 squeezing cylinders, rollover systems having 80 complete molds in an hour. Cold box core shooter with 110 kgs capacity, single 180 cores in a day. State-of-the-art heat treatment facilities with 8-zone temperature mapping within 10 degree with automatic quenching facility and data recording. The furnace is equipped with latest ceramic lining called as Pyro Block and North American burners. The company has state-of-the-art modern robotic welding for bogie, long beam, etc. by KUKA controls by ESAB. It has an axis of 8 and 500 amp. The welding capacity of the machine is 7 meter. The wire used for the machine is 1.2 mm solid and flux core wire with argon shielding. 5-axis plasma cutting machine, which is 4,500 by 18,000 millimeters with dual fuel cutting capacity of 60 millimeters and 50-degree beveling. Horizontal machining center having bed size 800 by 800 millimeters with BT50 spindle having torque 105 to 147 Newton meter with 50 tool ATC dual pallet changer through coolant cooling. Vertical machining center having bed size 1250 by 600 millimeters with BT50 spindle having torque 188 to 254 Newton meter with 28 tool ATC through coolant cooling. Testing facilities. Tap hammer facility for dynamic testing. We have in-house tap hammer testing facility with 27,000 pound drop weight and instrumentation as per AAR M901F and capable of generating the dynamic events within frequency of 1000 cycle per second. In-house magma casting simulation software is comprehensive and effective optimization tool for improving metal casting quality and reducing the production cost. The software is fully featured to stimulate the pouring, solidification, defect analysis, sectioning, pouring temperature of different cast materials. Our products: upgraded high tensile center buffering coupler with EF specialization WD70 BD10, developed under guidance of our principal collaborator MCT USA. H-type tight lock coupler for coaches, originally AAPTA make couplers indigenously developed with our principal collaborator MCT USA, used in locomotives and LHB coaches with advanced tooth and socket joints with minimum slack 3.5 mm for comfortable ride. Balanced draft gear assembly for H-type tight lock coupler, developed indigenously with our principal collaborator Minor Enterprises USA with thermoelastic compression springs. Draft gear for box NHL wagons SL76, developed in collaboration Minor USA and as per RDSO specification with 45,000 foot-pound dynamic capacity. Draft gear for box NHL wagons SL76, developed in collaboration Minor USA and as per RDSO specification with 45,000 foot-pound dynamic capacity. Low preload draft gear 70 kilojoules for diesel and electric locomotives, developed indigenously with pre-compression load 3 to 5 tons having 70 kilojoule dynamic capacity and 110 mm travel in buff mode and 80 mm in pull mode, and fit for standard envelope size 625.5 mm for diesel and electric locomotives. Draft gear assembly for EMD locomotives developed indigenously based on RDSO's guidelines and provided import substitution under Make in India initiative. The draft gears are performing satisfactory services from last 10 years and brought down the cost by 60%. Long life buffer 30 kilojoules for diesel and electric locomotives, developed as per RDSO specification and drawings incorporating TexPack, thermoplastic electromeric compression spring package instead of metal bonded pads, which is hydral material, to UIC specification 827, procured from Minor Inc. USA and developed by FASL for enhanced service life 9 years. Slackless drawbar for BLC wagons, developed indigenously as per RDSO specification and under the guidance of our principal collaborator MCT USA in the year 2010, withstanding static loads at 900,000 pounds without rupture and provided import substitution under Make in India initiative. Semi-permanent coupler with draft gear arrangement, developed in the year 2017 as per RDSO Carriage Directorate specification for EMU and DMU coaches with maximum 50 mm travel and end load 50 tons, having dynamic energy 800 kg/meter minimum. Lost wax setup having capacity 120 tons per month in pound per unit for WD70 BD coupler components and H-type coupler components. ADI casting facilities at Kanpur unit having capacity of 150 to 200 tons per month, manufacturing of spring-loaded CCSB as per RDSO specification WD62 with Oz-tempered ductile iron and friction wedge with higher coefficient of friction for BLC wagons as per RDSO specification CONTR02 for 20-ton axle load BLCAM or BLCBM wagons with coefficient of friction 0.35 to 0.45 mu. Development of 20-ton axle load bogie for gondola wagons in the year 2014 as per RDSO specification and designed by RDSO and ARI with cast steel AAR M201 grade B+. This bogie has passed the oscillation trial at 80 km per hour, loaded and empty both conditions. Upcoming projects. Frontier is under developing stage 4, wheel set guide, pivot for WAP5 locomotives, gear case for WAG9 locomotives, suspension tube, train 18 couplers, TM suspension holder, front part for LHB coaches, housing for WAP5 locomotives. Recent developments. We have developed and supplied dual-mode bogie for WDAP5 locomotives, indigenously developed draft gear as per RDSO specification. WD72B cushioning elements have been developed by our rubber division HP with suitable for standard pocket size 625.5mm with Y46 AE cast steel follower for 20.32, 22.0 and 25-ton axle load container flat wagons with minimum official capacity 16,500 foot-pound and 18,500 foot-pound.
Frontier Alloy Steels Limited.